Edward Hopper, Automat 1927. Why should the injured, the still bleeding, bear the onus of forgiveness? A battle of righteousness, a battle fought following a tremendous loss. Reconciling hurt, digesting pain, and the likely patterns that subconsciously ensue, manifesting in avoidance of exposure to the possibility of this pain again. This pain now a gift, bestowing a handicap, a preclusion, an unknowing deterrent to forms of life previously held in nonchalance, forms that previously didn't cause pain, the opposite, forms that brought ecstasy, ecstasy now removed. Each person will wrestle with this, a relationship that ended trust, a friend that left you disrespected, a previous state of homeostasis that is now climaxed in devastation, and the mind in a state of confusion as to why, how. Still bleeding, the task of overcoming the pain of feet, one that is necessitated at the worst possible time, when the mind lays scattered and overwhelming thoughts, the worst time and the only time. Wanting the pain to stop and wishing it went away, jealousy towards people who are without this burden. Embracing this pain, and learning from it as the gift she is given, and truly a gift. One that should be gratefully accepted. In the same manner a person of faith welcomes a hardship, spun in the mind as a challenge gifted to them by God in order to facilitate a better future. She sits holding the cup and its contents, the cup not one currently used for consumption or in its defined functionality. The cup, a focus point, a way of stopping the mind, in order to run towards a feeling of contentment that is so absent in her mind. The mind isn't present, and the subconscious dictates harsh words whilst her conscious builds a wall to attempt to keep these thoughts at bay. Inevitably, this paranoia a voice of rationale and reason which itself is paranoid. The dark window behind black, empty, placing her alone, even with passing faces and external noise, as her mind fights with itself, her body elsewhere unattended. Covered by clothes, protected both in reality and metaphorically, she sits in the night. The lights in the darkness, leading into the abyss, and her mind wanting to follow suit. I hope she snaps into the room, raises the coffee to her lips, and takes a sip, each drop turning off a light, until the room she's in becomes the room that she is in. However, for now she must focus on the coffee, her journey of indeterminable length in progress in motion, and her coffee becoming colder with each thought. Picture a day that begins devoid of any inhibitions, walking to work when a lady stops you and asks for your help as she is lost. This simple request you retort, yes, where is it you are going? Looking at the map directing her to where she needs to go, and she leaves. What stays? A feeling of happiness, stemming from your ability to help someone who you will never see again. Now the day again, falling subsequent to one which you stopped to help a stranger for a similar task that ended in you missing your bus, being late for work, and your manager furiously berating your punctuality. Now this day you are given a similar request that seems so inconsequential, and even one that can provide personal happiness, an opportunity now not taken. As you have learned that helping someone can cause you to be late. Shrugging off the lady, she leaves disappointed in search for her destination and someone willing to help, and you leave without thought. Thoughts of happiness, or thoughts of possible pain that could ensue. Perhaps this is why she is alone, sad unaccompanied, though no fault of her own, but a fault endowed by life's unexpected edges and an inability to fix any issues as the cause of each external, one not chosen by her, but one she has no choice but to hold within herself. Instead, on the day that your boss berates you, you don't react with impulse or anger. Instead of blaming the world, you reflect internally. Did 20 seconds out of my commute cause my lack of punctuality, or was the time that I had given to get to work insufficient? You decide to wake up earlier the next day, you walk with leisure, you look out for people to help, and you arrive at work in good time feeling positive. When inevitable discomfort and upset are given, you now look at yourself, your role in this, and you bear all responsibility, especially the responsibility that isn't yours. tools presented and used to fix the damage that has been created begin to aid in the repair. Not attributing any pain to the external, harshly analyzing the pain caused seemingly even by others, pain that is facilitated by choices and decisions she makes alone. Bad decisions made off the back of insecurities, subconscious faults, and bad cards dealt to her unrequested. Consciously identifying each in a journey of self-discovery and acceptance that aids her to understand the unique why and equips her with the following how she can progress. The lady now sits in the cafe, surrounded by bright colors, a projection of the emotions shared between the two, not a cup in hand, the cafe merely a setting for the sharing of thoughts and emotions. The red-headed lady exposing her hair, the hat once shielding her from exposure to the world, lost along with the feelings that necessitated it. She is accompanied by the smiles of the man that ponders across from her, each of her actions seemingly conscious, devoid of as much negative subconscious influence as possible that could arise from the unexpected dismay she once felt. Despite having been previously presented with life's unfair roll of the dice, she has learned constructively. Avoiding anger and hate, she now negates as best as one can the likelihood of having to repeat a lesson unwanted, whilst being equipped with the ability to learn if a new lesson should it be presented. The best lessons, ones that teach you something you already know, intrinsic knowledge endowed at birth. The ability to deal with anything and everything despite the magnitude, the power to overcome distress, negativity, and hate. These skills not awarded or given in totality, as they are ones already owned. The catalysts needed to develop unique to each person and situation, the tools required vary but easily found. There is no new problem under the sun, and with each specific problem you can find solace in a guarantee that someone else, another unfortunate soul, has encountered this problem that has indistinguishable similarity, and in turn this person has overcome the turmoil with definitive success. The same lady that felt each feeling, the same lady that had each experience, the same lady that sat in her mind whilst her body sat in a dark cafe now devoid of hate, filled with acceptance. She now maneuvers the world uninhibited, and her progression along a path that can be truly described as life.